Hey guys, Karexif here with another review. This time I'll be reviewing the Hiho Yokai file, Yoder-sen Daihiho Monogatari from Yokai Watch. This is a special set that lets you store your Hiho emblems and medals, as well as recreate the summoning of the Daihiho Yokai Yoder-sen. This set includes several things: a binder, medal pocket sheets, summoning pages, Yoder-sen pages, a sickle sheet, a treasure chest, a Kaseki medal, and a Hiho Yokai emblem. So, let's get started. First off, we'll look at the included Yoder-sen Kaseki medal. So, this is of course done in the same style as the other Kaseki medals, with it being a semi-opaque pearlescent white, and done up in a hieroglyphic style, although this art here is something to actually keep in mind for later. You can see the image of Yoder-sen, and as you can see by how the name is in yellow, and he has kind of a gold shading to him, this is a Fushigi tribe yokai, though he at the same time also represents all 8 tribes. You can see various symbols around him, and you can see that they are in the different colors of the different tribes. And then you have the Kyorka on the back. For comparison, here he is with the proper Hiho emblem for Yoder-sen. So as I've mentioned before, Yoder-sen is the Daihiho yokai, or Great Secret Treasure yokai. And you see he is very powerful looking. Well, with this great image of him, and you can see 8 colored gems in will-o-wisps all around him, again representing the 8 different tribes. And you might notice that he looks a little bit on the flat side, and there's a reason for it that I'll get to later. Of course, has the same symbols around him, and you can see that for his plastic, the plastic of his medal, it's white but is at the same time slightly tinged in gold. And you have the Kyorka on the back there. So, now we can test it out with, or rather test out the Kaseki medal with the Yokai Watch Dream and the Yokai Pod. Next, we'll look at the Yoder-sen Hiho Yokai emblem. And this is definitely the most elaborate of all of the emblems, as you can see first off by the fact that this is 2-layered, with the front layer being clear white and the back one being clear gold. You see the design is that of a large dragon circling around the front. You got the face here, which has a sage-like look meant to resemble Yoder-sen himself. You got a will-o-wisp with a red forehead gem. Then you have gems on the body, which are like that of the ones on Yoder-sen's Hiho emblem, or rather his medal. And of course, these represent the 8 different tribes. Got some nice details like scales textured all around. And the back piece is meant to look like a kind of fiery aura, which definitely has a nice look to it. You have the Kyorka in the back. The one thing to note about the ones for these, and here is also the one from his Hiho medal, is that these don't actually give you the pieces of his Infinite Stone, but rather in order to do that you have to actually obtain all of the 8 main Hiho yokai in the game, and then use summoning pages in the game to get that one, which will of course let you try his dungeon an infinite amount of times. The QR codes from these instead give you equip items that can help power him up. So, to put in the medal for this one, you gotta take the end of the tail and unlatch it from there, swing it out like this, insert the medal in, and then close it back up. Then, we can first do the partial summoning using the Yokai Pod. Then we can switch out the Kaseki medal for the Hiho medal. And get the proper summoning song for Yoder-sen. And so there you get the summoning song for Yoder-sen, which rather than being epic is kind of done in a yodeling style, which makes sense as his name is probably somewhat of a pun on yodel, as well as the last part being from sen, which means sage. And of course we can also use the charge from the emblem medal, which is the Daihiho charge, which, as indicated by what you saw there, comes in a rainbow color, or just displays all the colors to represent all the different tribes. And we can use that for a special attack with something like the Yokai Magnum. Next, we'll look at the Yoder-sen Daihiho Monogatari itself. Now, that name translates out to Yoder-sen Great Secret Treasure Story. And so, in the case of this binder, it's designed to look like a storybook. You can see the cover here, which has Yoder-sen, as well as the images for the 8 Hiho yokai around it. Each one, of course, colored in the color of their tribe. And you see it's the art from the Kaseki medals. Those have symbols around the center, which represent different things from the games, like the different new parts, Hihos, and the stones for accessing the dungeons for these yokai. See on the top and bottom, I've got these various images of Treasure Jibanyan and Treasure Komasan braving various elements. On the side, you can see the name Yoder-sen written on here. Of course, you have the Yo kanji being the first kanji in yokai here. Little will-o-wisp down here. Got a nice little design that would imply kind of book-like texture. On the back, have an image again of Yoder-sen, as well as silhouettes of the 8 Hiho yokai, as well as ones of Treasure Jibanyan and Treasure Komasan. Opening up, the first thing we have is the inside of the cover, which has this little symbol here of Yoder-sen, and this is actually a YC point. So with this, you can bring in the yokai pile again. This will give you a special charge. So, you can use search mode. And that gives you the Kiseki or Miracle Charge, which is actually a pretty special one in the games, as if you use this, it'll allow one of your yokai to revive instantly after dying. And the first thing we have are the metal sheets, or the metal sheet with pages. And so this has enough space to put in all of your Hiho emblems, or Hiho medals, and Kaseki medals. And for the Hiho medals, each one comes with a name sticker to label it. You can see the 12 Hiho medals there, Then you have the Kaseki medals down here. Now, unfortunately, there is no Kaseki medal for Hinotori, so I used last space and I put in the giant form version of Yamato Bokeru, while having, of course, his normal version up here. Next, we have the summoning pages, which are done up in the form of some kind of an ancient tome, or I guess the title page of the story. So we can open that up and see this image here, which is what the image for Yodera Sen's Kaseki medal is based on. You can see him in the center with his 8 arms, each one holding an orb, which is a spot for the different medals. See some nice decorations here, and of course the images of the Kaseki medals. Each one of them have these little cardboard fillers that you can then remove, which will reveal the images of the emblems. So just like that. Then we can take out the main 8 Hiho medals. Just like so. Of course, I must also stress that not all the medals are included here, of course. The only one that is included is this one. And the stickers are also not pre-applied, as indicated by the sticker sheet, which is back here. So, now we can take the emblems and put them in. So, going by the different tribes, we have El Doragon, Mademoiselle, Zappadocia, Kurekure Patra, Rosetta Stone, Du Excalibur, Narcissus II, and Yamato Bokeru. And I'm just going to straighten out this medal. Just like that. There we have it all filled with the different medals. So we can then turn the page. We have these 2 pages, which chronicle the adventures of Treasure Jibanyan and friends as they go through different dungeons, meeting new friends, and encountering the different Hiho yokai, as they also obtain the different emblems along the way. Then, if we turn the page, get these pop-up pages of Yodera Sen. And this is actually meant to be a recreation of Yodera Sen himself, as his true form is a giant version of the book with him popping out of it. And so here we can see him more in detail. You can see his face down here, as well as his 8 arms, each one holding a cane representing the 8 different tribes. He also has a corresponding colored sleeve, and this layered aura behind him. You can see that in the back, we've got these pages which have yokai writing on them. And it's actually kind of cool, as it is recreating the idea of summoning him. You got the emblems put in for something, and then you summon him, and out he comes from the book. You have the back cover, which depicts that dragon from the emblem, as well as the 8 orbs it holds. And once again, the sticker sheet, and you can see it has some decorative stickers to put on the binder, as well as some blank name stickers. And finally, we have the treasure chest, which is a cardboard box you can use to store your Hiho Yokai emblems. Now this is actually done in a papercraft style, where this is actually done, or rather it's in flat pieces when you get it out of the box. You have to summon it yourself. And it does have some visual instructions around the box, but the most important thing to note is to kind of use the numbers that are printed on it to help you fit the different parts in place. And see, it's got a nice red color. It's very glossy. On top we have this design of a jewel and an eye, along with the symbols of the 8 tribes around it. Have those same images of Treasure Jibanyan and Treasure Komasan braving the elements. Then this image of a lock on front, which has 8 arms, each with the 8 different colors of the tribes. And one thing to note is that the design of this actually comes from the anime, where this is the design of the treasure chests that hold the Hiho Yokai emblems in them. So, to open it up, you just have to lift up this flap and open it like so. And you can see in the top part here, we've got this big image with silhouettes of all 12 of the main, all 8 of the primary Hiho Yokai, as well as Yodare Sen and the 3 extra Hiho Yokai, making a total of 12. And of course, there are spaces for 12 Hiho Yokai emblems. So, we can put them in one by one. First, Yodare Sen. Then Kure Kure Patra. Then Yamao Bokeru. Then El Doragon. Then Narcissus II. Then Zappadocia. Then Madawon Aizel. Then Rosetta Stone. Then Duescalibur. Then Encore Dead. Then Armor Terasu. And finally, Hinotori. And just take it, place the flaps in there, and then tuck these into these 2 holes down here. And there you have all of your emblems stored in one place. And there we go. So overall, this set is a fantastic way to wrap up a Hiho Yokai collection. This gives you everything you need to store all of your Hiho medals and Kaseki medals, as well as just having a nice touch of being able to use them in the way that kind of allows you to replicate the summoning of Yodare Sen, and beyond just using them in the summoning pages, you also get this neat little pop-up, and this is especially cool just because this is what Yodare Sen actually looks like. And it is definitely interesting because this is a powerful yokai That is the kind of thing that would be told of in storybooks, and so it's interesting that his design is actually that of a character popping out of a storybook. But he definitely still does look like a quite powerful yokai, and the interesting thing about him is his powers, as this is a yokai who was originally thought to be able to turn yokai into humans and humans into yokai, but as it actually turns out, his power is the ability to turn humans and yokai into sugarcane, and that is something that definitely sounds strange, but with this being Yokai Watch, I take a guess that they felt the need to add in a bit of a comedic twist just so things didn't get too serious, and so you have that. There's definitely something to get for anybody who has been collecting the Hiho emblems, medals, and Kaseki medals like I have. The unfortunate thing about it, though, is that even though we have this now, we still are left without emblems or rather data file pages and whatnot for the other, or for the proper treasure medal sets, which for some reason they just kind of stopped producing after the Yokai Medal Dream 06 pages. I mean, if you have some extra pocket files lying around, you can use them and it's trying to store some of your medals, but it is just a shame that even though we have this, we don't really have a good way of properly storing and sorting all of the other treasure medals that are out. But for what it's, this is a good set for the purpose that it serves. So next time, I'll be reviewing the Digivolving Spirits Melgarurumon Saturday at 7 PM PST. So, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like, let me know your thoughts down in the comments, and if you're new and would like to see more, please subscribe and hit the bell icon. And for now, this is KRX50, writing off.